weird.
Sports!
Go Sports!
Play ball!
Slam ball is a full contact sport.
Throwing pumpkins.
Flying it back in two, or we go in a rotationary triple. We can tweak.
Okay. I can tell that I'm looking good.
And Sam, I always look pretty good. So, doesn't matter the angle. All angles are a good
my finest
angle.
quality? Modesty.
I was going to say, I'm also humble, hot, smart, down to earth. My dick is huge. People love me. I just ingratiate myself into communities. I think modest would be the biggest one, though. My biggest weakness is
How kind I am to others.
Yeah. I was going to say just the sheer girth of my personality.
It's honestly just tough to walk around.
Yeah.
With this personality.
I mean, when I go outside, people are like, damn.
That personality,
that's it. They're just like, fuck, he's outside again. Damn it.
Damn it. All right, so this is Tertiary Sports, and I don't have mine up. You're doing yours first, though, so I don't need this.
You're good. This is Tertiary Sports. We're doing camera stuff this season, so you get to see how hot I am.
Hi.
And Sam is here also. It's great. Plus, there's a lot of
Oh, I need headphones.
Yeah. Plus, there's a lot of times where both of us are just staring at the other one and just like loss of words, and it's good to capture those moments.
Yeah. So, just a heads up to you right there that I can see now.
Cameras.
Yeah, I can see you.
We have
through
them.
these cameras.
We have them. You have them.
Yeah, but this is our first run with cameras. I'm not a live stream guy. I'm like a photographer and videographer. I don't do live stream much. So these have a record limit of like 30 minutes. So just heads up.
If we cut
they'll
out
end at some point, and we'll have to do something stupid to get them back, and it'll be weird. Anyway,
It'll be good.
That's it. That's just a little note for you, video people.
And to celebrate the start of our second season and the start of us using...
Whoa. First off,
Okay.
welcome.
Sound of a microphone brushing a beard. Stop. I'm begging. I'm going to start whistling really loud, Sam.
Welcome to season 2 of the Clam.
Nope. That's the other one we
the
do.
Tertiary Sports.
Yeah, we're adding to the season.
This season, we're covering more of your favorite tertiary sports. However, we're also covering live events, or we're trying to go to more live events.
Yeah, and we'll also be hopefully doing some weird events from normal sports history. That's something I haven't floated to Sam, but I'm just here to get his live reaction.
Keep me on my toes.
Yeah, you love this.
Add new segments on the fly. I love it. Speaking of new segments, in celebration of our second season, I have us a little gift.
You have a little gift for us?
A little gift.
Is that some champagnon? Champagnon? Chumbagumba?
Champanon.
Is that some delicious chumbagumba that we're going to mix with some morangoose?
Happy
Sam, that's pointing right at me.
second season.
Sam.
Okay, it didn't explode. That's good.
Actually, I will say that Sam is
Cheers.
incredible at doing that. There is a video somewhere on my phone of me running across Sam's college apartment and him, as I'm running, still managing to nail a champagne cork between my ass cheeks.
It was a time.
Yeah.
Give me your cup. It needs ice.
It does need ice. Hold on.
Cheers, friends in the computer.
And for those of you out there, this is Reed giving you express permission to start drinking at 10:30 in the morning.
Mimosas. It's a breakfast drink.
Anyway, Samuel, these are actually quite good. That's my whole train of thought on that. I love a mimosa. When we, Sam and I went to PAX East to go explore, and on the day we left, we went to a place where a friend says they do towers.
Oh yeah, Mimosa Tower.
Well, Mimosa. Well, I didn't hear Mimosa Tower until we got there. I was just like, a tower of what? I'm excited.
It's a meat tower. It's just sausage on sausage. It's just a sword. sausage sword.
That would definitely be a place that you would take me.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you shitting me?
Have you been to a medieval times?
I have not. Shockingly enough,
That's
me of all people.
genuinely, because it seems like a place you try to intern.
Did I tell you about the time that I
Almost became a jouster.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, but they haven't heard it.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the whole story. Right out of high school, I was gonna get a 5-year contract. I was gonna sign a 5-year contract to be a jouster, and they were gonna teach me to ride horses and do armor and do swords and all the cool, shitty, nerdy stuff that I fucking love. But I didn't want to be locked down for 5 years because 19-year-old Sam had a lot going on.
And also, that's enough time to get fucking broken. Especially if you are actually jousting, Samuel.
I think that's why they were hiring younger people.
Because they're bouncier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They'd fall off of horses and then go boing, boing, boing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've seen you fall off a horse. You weren't riding it.
It's just the noise I make.
Yeah. Whenever you hit the ground.
I wasn't riding it.
No, you just fell off a horse.
Oh, okay.
You put the pieces together, Sam. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Moving on.
Anyway, welcome back to Tertiary Sports, folks.
We are your Outsider Sports podcast.
For sports outsiders.
We are...
That's Reed.
I am Reed. That is Sam.
That's Sam.
And we are your unconventional sports reporters, I guess.
Oh, that tracks.
Neither of us are athletes.
I'm certainly not. I mean, you can see me now.
And Sam doesn't even particularly care for sports.
Sam enjoys playing sports. Sam has never enjoyed talking about sports.
Which is funny because we're a year into our sports podcast.
Sam now enjoys talking about
And I couldn't have said that any better myself. And that's why I call you Maine's laureate.
Poet laureate of the East
Coast.
Specifically Saco.
Specifically Saco, Maine, yeah.
Anywho's will be. I hear tell from a little birdie. That birdie.
Yes.
That fart hippo down there.
Yeah, they can't see her, but she's there.
I'll put up a pic.
She's real.
She's real.
Swear to God.
White dog.
It'd be a weird bit if Stormy was fake.
Just constantly getting farted out.
Yeah.
But it's fake. I hear tell from Fart Hippo that you have a sport for me today.
Sam, I do. And this is one that I just like the first one I did last year, I fell into a fucking rabbit hole on this one. Nice. I did. I truly love this one.
This is the first one, so it's got to be good.
Yeah. So actually, the original first one I had, I postponing until I can get in contact with the people, because they put their email online. So,
okay,
I reached out to see if they would answer some of my questions.
Nice.
But Sam, let's start. The year, Sam, is 1717.
Shit. Okay. 1717. That's what? That's Pirates of the Caribbean era.
Blackbeard captures his flagship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, from France. The Freemasons were founded.
Nice.
Ish. When I verified that one, they were like, it was around 1715, which is about 1717.
Okay.
It was kind of a rolling start, dude. I don't know.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that. My favorite bit,
most lodges are dry.
Most of my fun I have when I hang out with Sam's friends is convincing them I want to be a Mason and then not.
I don't have that many.
You have officially 2 in Kyle.
That's true.
Yeah. Either way, the Prussians, Sam figured out public education for everyone.
Good.
Which is pretty fucking early, right? I'm into that. And speaking of education, Sam.
You were speaking of it, yeah.
In a college. In a place called Eton. In a place called Berkshire.
The Berkshires?
I mean, wrong accent, right place. Yeah, Berkshire.
I don't know why it was true.
In England, a wall was built.
Jawohl, England.
Yeah, a wall, Sam, that would go down as one of the Great Walls. You know,
China.
Yep, the Chinese, the Great Wall of China in Berkshire. Berkshire. Yeah, so with the Great Wall of China, the Berlin Wall.
Yep, it's a good one.
Trying to think of other walls that aren't problematic.
Hoover Dam.
The Hoover Dam is like a water wall. Sure. Yeah, I'll count that.
Anyway, this is water wall.
This is After all, you're my one water wall.
I like that we both fucked it up.
Yeah. Oh,
Moving
it's
on.
not. When was the last time you heard Wonderwall? A wall, Sam, that would go down to spawn one of the weirdest, most cloistered sports I have ever come across.
Wall tumbling.
A sport, Sam.
Uh-oh, did I get it right?
No.
Okay.
Called the Eton Wall Game.
Okay.
And Jesus Christ, Sam, it's as dumb as it is elitist.
Okay.
So before I go into the in-depth history, and before I go into how to play,
Okay.
I'm just going to say this really quickly, just to kind of cover my bases. Eton is like child Harvard in Britain. It is a really, 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 I don't know what good word.
Pretentious.
I wouldn't even, absolutely pretentious.
Okay.
But like, it's Boris Johnson went there. A lot of VPs went there. My camera just broke a little bit.
I think it just. So you remember that time I said cameras will be a problem?
It happened so fast.
It happened so fast.
So now it'll be better?
Anyway,
Who's would be? So we're talking, so
Reed, did you get pulp?
yeah, it's a mimosa. You drink mimosas with pulp.
Why the fuck would you want pulp with your mimosa?
Because that's how people drink mimosas, you uncultured Sam. You would not be able to get into Eton. Clearly.
Pretty good transition overall,
Thank you.
honestly.
Anyway, so Eton, just to cover the bases, Eton is a exclusive aristocracy, upper class preparatory school. Boris Johnson went there. There's a lot of like people who go on to be Fortune 500 owners. It's very exclusive. It's very rich.
Put the rich
It's
boys
very
together so that they
old.
rich boy together.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Keep the rich boys together. Because you don't want the poorsies. That's actually, we'll get into that. It wasn't always the case, and it still isn't always the case. Which we'll talk about because it's very weird. But let's talk about how to play first, because I have found that if Sam doesn't have a basis of understanding about the game, I end up explaining it halfway through the history. So we're gonna we're gonna pull this plug out right now. So it uses, and I took a lot of these words straight from the fucking Wikipedia page because I could not make up how dumb and British the words they use are, because they just use their own words.
Is it just Tuesday?
No, there's like
Over and
Saint
over again.
Andre's Day.
St. Swithin's Day!
Exactly what it feels. Oh no, Saint Swithin's Day feast. So it uses one of two forms of football codes, which is like, from what I can tell, just two homebrewed ways to play soccer that you only find at Eton.
Okay.
One is the wall game, and one is the field game. And the field game operates like a combination of rugby and soccer.
Okay.
And the wall game also kind of does, but it also is...
Racquetball?
No. It's just like fight wall. We'll get into it.
Man, this new take on Redwall really has me.
Yeah, Rich Boy Fight Wall. I'd watch Rich Boy Fight Wall. So it's played against a very specific, slightly curved section of this wall.
Okay.
The fact that it's slightly curved, I think, is just not a part of it from what I can tell. It's just like the wall part they use is curved. Because it's been, again, the same area has been used in this game, Sam.
Since the elder times.
Since before America was a twinkle in someone's eye.
Yep. Definitely, this system we're a part of, definitely not a problem in any way, where all the rich kids go to school together and grow up together and then do things together, because...
Well, you want to make sure, Sam, that they live in their own world, so only the rules don't apply to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
You need to make sure...
It seems like you're not understanding this is a good
These children
system.
understand at a young age
Yeah.
that
You
speeding
gotta-
tickets are just a suggestion.
No, Sam, it's just a fun tax.
Yeah, the
It-
fun
either-
tags.
Either way, Sam, you put them against the wall
You read
and you play the game until the revolution. Anyway, so it's played against the very specific thing of wall, and it has been for years. And there's like every video I've seen, there's just kids in actual British schoolboy outfits, because I guess they're British schoolboys,
Mhm.
sitting on top of the wall as everyone's playing, and it's like 12 feet up. It's high.
This is the legend of Humpty Dumpty.
Basically, Humpty Richby. So the play area is 15 feet wide, or like it was like 5 meters, so it'd be 15 and some change, and 360 feet long.
Mhm.
So it's a big fucking area.
That's a big fucking area.
It's like so. A thing I watched, a guy was explaining. It's like if you played rugby and soccer down a hallway.
Okay. That sounds kind of fun.
It sounds kind of fun. With the wall running the length. And just once again, I'm taken from the Wikipedia because most of the parts of this don't make a world of sense to me.
What? You're saying that the rich are doing something weird?
Almost
Are you telling
always.
me that the rich are doing something weird, Reed?
No.
Because that's a capital offense.
I know. And they can take me.
They could take you right
All
out.
of these. I would, dude. How many British schoolboys do you think you could fight?
How old are they?
So, admittedly, I think some of them are like 18, and so like I think maybe one each, and then we get our shit kicked in. But if they're like 8 years old, dude, I think we can get them.
How many fifth graders do you think you could take? Because I'm saying like, if it's if no holds barred,
Okay.
I'm saying like 100.
You think you can take on 100 kids coming at you at once?
I think so. I mean, unless they're armed.
I'm like confident I could fight 10, 12-year-old British schoolboys.
I'm confident I could fight
Same, 100 British schoolboys would kick your ass.
100 British schoolboys, 100 fifth graders.
100 fifth graders would also kick your ass. I just
In
think
the
Sam,
end,
you are
yeah.
going to get oh yeah, you'll clear through a lot of them. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying there's 100 of them. So like at any given time, 90 can be hanging out and 10 will fight you. So you get like you're gonna be wasting some of your energy.
I'm pretty sure if 100 fifth graders came at me, I could deck 100 fifth graders if it's no holds barred. Because if I have to prevent myself from like, I punched that kid too hard, he's gonna die. In this fantasy land where no one dies,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could take 100 fifth graders.
I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The main game consists of 2 sets of players, or as I call them,
Rich boys?
teams.
Oh.
Also, yeah. Forming a rugby-style scrummage. When I say scrummage, do you have any idea what that means?
I do. I think in American you mean scrimmage?
I super do not.
You super do.
Scrimmage is like a practice game, and a scrummage is like a pile of bodies where everyone's fighting for the ball.
Oh, rugby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's weird. But in this, Sam, don't worry. It's not called a scrum. It's called a bully. And some people think that's where the word comes from.
Because you run in there and beat some kid up for his lunch money.
You bully people to get the ball.
No, look at how rich we are.
Yeah, don't worry, Sam, because in which either team may furk the ball. F-U-R.
You just making shit up.
No, they're just making shit up. I'm just reading you the shit they've made up. Which is to hook it backwards. Basically, like, so the idea is to give it to your team so they can run it up the field.
Okay.
Or up the wall in this sense. To furk it.
I'm gonna furk you.
Except, Sam, don't worry. Except unless you're in the calx, C-A-L-X, where a different type of bully called the calx bully occurs. And that's like the end zone. That's the last like 10 meters on either side.
Okay.
Don't worry. The bully is formed next to the wall and crabs slowly along the wall until the ball emerges. So that's going back and forth until the ball pops out.
I like to believe that it's just one. They just choose. That's where the actual bullying happens. They choose one rich boy.
Yeah.
And they tell him that he has to hold the ball above his head, get into like a real low squat,
crab pose, yeah.
And then just
and then they get him.
And then they just pile on. That's the scrummage.
I like that. The bully. There's no scrummage.
Sorry, that's for the bully.
That's for the
That is the bullying. I'm pretty sure that's considered hazing.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure that's not a problem at Eton.
Yeah.
By not a problem, I mean not that it's not happening.
Yeah.
Just they don't care.
Yeah.
So
it's encouraged.
Yeah. So many players particularly those whose position is actually against the wall, lose most of the skin off their elbows, hips, and knees.
Wow.
Just because, again, you're just like pushing people away to get the ball to your side of the field.
Yeah.
Because of this, most players wear long sleeves. And they're like rugby shirts, and then they'll just have like it.
They don't wear like
No pads.
Okay, so this sport, they actively rub away all skin from their elbows and knees,
Yes.
and they have refused to wear any kind of padding.
For about 200 years, yes.
Who the fuck?
Rich folk. So I think, Sam, we'll get into it, but I think it's this whole great thing
I
about...
like this rich folk anthology we got going.
Yeah. It's Sam, because I think they make a lot of the sports.
At least in Britain.
At least in Britain. I mean, so I think it's part of it is, it's like, competition's good for you mentality, which I guess, fuck it. I guess it is. We do a sports podcast. There's competition everywhere. But if you're like a British schoolboy, I don't know. So many, okay. Players within the bully shove and push each other, attempting to lever them backwards and away from the ball. So the idea is to get the other team back to get the ball, and then you basically just like chuck it backwards in your group. So you're like kind of shoving it between your legs. The person behind you grabs that and put it between their legs. The person behind them grabs it, puts it between their legs, and eventually it pops out onto your side. I think you can like run it.
Okay.
But then like most of the time, you get tackled immediately.
Okay.
And then it kind of starts over again.
Okay.
Actual punching, not permitted.
But
so you can
encouraged.
shove with your fists, but you can't punch. So you can say, I'm going to hit it again. You can shove them with your fists, but you can't punch them.
No.
There's a huge difference. You also can't grab their shirt.
Okay.
Which I guess is just standard kind of sports rules. It's called holding across. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
The aim of the game is to move the ball towards the opponent's end of the playing area. Those last few yards in the play area are called the calx, the CALX. In this area, a player can earn a shy, spelled like you'd expect, worth 1 point by lifting the ball against the wall with his foot.
Okay.
A teammate then touches the ball with his hand.
Okay.
And shouts, "Got it."
Okay. Okay. What a sport.
These two plays have to happen within the calx. After this, Sam.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, that's how you score 1 point.
Okay.
After this, the umpire says, "Given," for some reason. Some reason I'm unsure of.
Just like their fortune.
And everything else in their lives.
It might be on the wrong. Flip it over.
Flip what over?
What button is highlighted? This should be like a 1, a 2, and a USB.
It's 2.
Should be 1. Is it on the USB now?
Yeah.
Click it one more. There you go.
No.
The fuck? Don't hold it. It'll try to reconnect with a random bullshit.
Whatever, I can do it from here.
Gonna cut that out.
Given the scoring team, Sam.
Yep.
And then this is the part where it gets somehow more wild sport-wise.
Mm-hmm.
So the scoring team that just, how do you score a point?
You put it up against the wall
With
your foot,
Uh-huh.
and then someone else grabs it with their hand,
Uh-huh.
says got it,
Yep.
and then the umpire says given.
Yeah. Because I just want to make sure, because it makes total sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. Definitely not something that a bunch of bored students came up with 200 years ago.
Play wall ball.
They
Shit.
didn't. I guess they probably had that. This is wall ball, kind of.
This is wall ball with extra steps.
This is a wall ball with a lot of extra
This
steps.
is wall ball if you have over $1 million.
Yeah. So the scoring team, Sam, can then attempt a goal, which is a further 9 points. So the shy is not a goal.
Okay. So you have to get a shy
to get a goal.
to get a goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
That makes no sense. All right.
by throwing the ball at a designated target.
Okay.
On one end of the field, it is a garden door. Okay?
Okay.
On the other end of the goal, Sam, it's the same tree from like 1720.
Okay, so they've been is this one continuous game since 1720?
We'll get into it. It's one continuous feud since 1720-ish.
Gotcha. Okay.
Kinda. Now it's just like a weird
Weird.
weird private school thing. It's technically a public school, but in Britain those are like swapped.
Oh, right.
So yeah, so that was like kind of confusing for me to figure out. So after a player can also score a kicked goal worth 5 points if he kicks the ball out and it hits a goal during the
And it
normal
hits
course
a poor
of play.
person.
Well, that's like if one of the goals is a poor person, it's
Yeah.
tied to the tree.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
What else? How is she gonna play?
What else play a sport? So if you hit that, that's 5 points,
Okay.
and those are not uncommon. The game, Sam, lasts 55 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
which is a long fucking time. If it's just like in the bully,
It's a long time to fight fifth graders.
it's a long time to fight anyone.
Yeah.
It's 2 25-minute halves and an additional 5 minutes as a halftime break because I just had to do the math out. Sam, most games end 0-0.
Okay.
And they just
exciting.
spend the entire time in that just pushing each other back and forth, cheese grating themselves against the wall.
Oh my god.
Goals, Sam, that
Yeah.
are worth 10 points. That is the shy and then the 9 points where you throw the ball are very, very rare.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
because play doesn't stop when you get the shy.
You just cheese grate another person.
Exactly. So as soon as the referee shouts given, that's open season on whoever's touching the ball.
Jesus Christ. Oh, this is such a violent game. It's like they took just a bunch of rich kids and they're like, how do we vent their frustrations? Oh, make the weak submit. And moreover, make them Parmesan.
It's like they read Lord of the Flies and were like, yeah, yeah, let's do that.
That's the shit.
I guess that wasn't a book back then, but yeah, let's do it. Yeah, but my Mad Max, baby. Get him on the wall.
God. Okay.
So
Child Max.
in the big game, so there's 2 big games a year.
Big game. Big G.
Yeah, so it's played a bunch. It's like part of their gym curriculum sometimes, and those games are not as intense.
Okay. Do they involve the cheese grating wall?
Yeah, basically, but like less so. I think it's like, when you're like 10 and it's like a gym teacher, like the thing I saw of them is like basically you're just kind of pushing back and forth, and it's, you're all children, so it's not like there's a lot of force going behind those things.
Okay.
So they
Behind those
goals
things.
themselves occur every couple of years.
What?
Like I said, Sam, super rare. Like most games end 0-0 because it's just to get the ball out is super uncommon because you're just in a giant fight.
Okay, you know what? I think I'm back on board with this long form sports storytelling.
Yeah.
This is some good stuff because, I mean, you've got the death of the poor in here.
Okay. Which is not part of this, but we've decided it is. I like that.
It's definitely part of this. Are you
Yeah.
shitting me?
Yeah.
You tie him to the tree. What, is your pulp in there
No, there's
causing you trouble?
there's just
Reed?
like black bits in it.
Sure. It's definitely not the pulp. Anyway, so this weird ass sport that's just like going on for 200, 300, 400 years.
One of those was correct.
Going on from between 200 and 400 years. I enjoy this concept of like forever playing. It's cool,
Yeah.
but also stop cheese grating your children, Eton. Talking to you.
Sam.
I'm coming.
Sam.
Ah!
Sam, I'll get you against the fucking wall.
Okay.
Grade you like some nice Parmesan, as they would say it.
If you were cheese, what do you think you'd be?
Munster.
Munster?
Yeah. What about you? You Gouda ass motherfucker.
I think, oh God, what's a cheese that gets softer with age?
None of them. I guess like a craft single if you leave it out.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I don't want to be a craft single.
you're not a craft single.
Moving on.
Either way. So Sam, goals happen once every couple of years, and they are super, super rare on the St. Andrew's Day game, which is the big one. There's two big ones, and that's one of them.
Okay.
And that's the biggest. And that is, hey, Sam, no goals have been scored in the St. Andrew's Day game since 1909,
Wow.
which is like 114 years.
We should go play.
And just fucking...
We should go fucking destroy these children.
So, like, with the St. Andrew's Day game, Sam, they are all 18.
I think we can take them.
Disagree, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a good old college try. Get some Yankees over there.
Yep.
Um,
Some traditional Yanks versus the Brits.
They basically just, yeah. So overall, you try to push the other team down the wall. When you get it in the calcs, you got to touch it against the wall, and then you got to chuck it. And it turns out, I don't think the tree and the garden door aren't like close to the end goals.
Is that the sequel to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Actually, Sam, yeah. I mean, energy on these two things are probably pretty similar.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's how you play.
Mm-hmm.
It is a violent game for little schoolboys.
As the Lord intended.
As you should get him out there. And there are pictures of Boris Johnson. He was like basically the team captain one year.
You know what? Tracks
Yeah.
in a painful way, in a
Mhm.
painful emotional way,
Yeah.
because Boris Johnson sucks.
Oh, yep. Yeah, he's not great.
Yep.
But so that's like pretty fun. So I went on the Eton website. And the Eton website says that the game started in 1841.
Okay.
There is stuff that says it's earlier than that, but that's when Eton says it was done.
Okay.
And we have to keep in mind just one last time that this was invented at one of the most elite and privileged schools in Britain, / anywhere.
Yep.
Just
Listen, if you're going to have an elitist school, it's probably going to be in Britain.
we're rolling again.
We're back.
Okay.
We're rolling.
Hey, it happened again. That's
it
okay.
happened again.
So Eton itself was formed in like the 1400s, and legitimately it used to only be the king was like, bring me the poor. I want 75 poor boys. They will come and learn. They will be my poor boys. And eventually it transitioned to like, the rich people were like, well, but like,
Hey, what's up? It's the king and the poor boys.
king and the poorsies. And so eventually it transitioned and it was just for them. And like the building where they would live, learn, and eat and sleep is still there.
Is this how the fucking place got named Eton?
No, it's because the town's called Eton.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. That's less fun.
Yeah. So, and this is just kind of like a follow-up on Eton to explain the history of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually the wealthier middle class got their fucking grubby little hands in it, and they were like, well, the poor people get a go. Can we come and sit in on a lecture or two? And eventually, over the course of a couple hundred years, that transitioned into...
They did the rich person thing of
where they see something...
that the poor people are doing to have fun, and they
or
take
not
it.
even fun, get raised out of poverty, and they're like, well, no, but like we want that
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yep.
So...
Have you heard about why British don't use spices?
Yeah, because poor people. So yes, so it's that bell curve of who's using spices.
Yeah.
And it's just rich people. Poor people seem to like it. Rich people decided not to like it, so no one uses.
Yep.
The King's Scholars is what those were called, and it's still a thing. There are about 75.
The team name?
No, that's like the program.
Okay.
So the 75 students or 70 or so are still a thing, and they're still selected from just like the best and brightest of anyone in Britain. It doesn't matter like where you were from. That hasn't changed at all, and they still live apart from the rest of the people who go to Eton.
Cool.
In their special little smart boy dormitory.
Cool.
Not Hunger Games at all esque.
I just want to be District 3.
Fucking,
We're one of the fucking we're the woods people.
the
Whatever those were.
the rich girl in my high school, her dad owned the lumber mill. I shit you not.
The tracks.
Yeah. So with that in mind,
Yep.
that there was this and eventually that transitioned into there were the people there on scholarship, the King's Scholars, and then Oppidian, which is
Oppidian?
yeah, it's a very, and I would say a super elitist douchebag way of saying townie.
Okay.
But townie in this sense just meaning your parents paid for you to come. So
Okay.
there's 1,400 Oppidians, and at any given time there's like 300 or 280 King's Scholars because there's like 75 per year.
Okay.
And Eton's bigger than that, so that when you're just paying to go there, not on scholarship, you're an Oppidian, which in Latin means like I think literally townie.
You can't just walk around calling people Oppidian, Reed.
I can and I will. Turns out, Samuel. And so it obviously, because when you stack a bunch of the
Children
who are super rich
Mhm.
and then children who are super smart,
Mhm.
that's like peanut butter and shotgun shells. It just there's just nothing. There's nothing like they don't they don't mesh. And so there's this history of like a weird social dynamic at Eton.
Yeah.
Where it's just both just look down on each other. And in that, Sam, is where we have to pretend we are when I am explaining to you the rest of this game.
Okay, so we've discovered the two teams.
Sam, those are the two teams.
The riches and the smarts.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
and actually now, as of like 1990, there's a third team, which is just kind of whomever play on
I
that team.
married a smart.
Yeah, exactly what that feels like. Yeah. And it started as just like a game, It was just a thing they were playing back in the day. And it's transitioned into just that, but like 1,000 times more intense. And now there's 200 years of people being like, I remember just absolutely fucking just taking my best friend Chappie's face and just sliding it along the wall.
So that's how Boris Johnson's face got to look like that.
Yeah, and his hair, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Just grabbing it.
Yep. Makes sense.
So historically, Sam, and as is still the case, there are two big matches every year with St. Andrew's Day. Want me to take that again, Sam, or do you want to slap some shit more around? Professional podcasters.
Go ahead and do it again.
Get you a fidget spinner. Historically, there are two big matches every year, with St. Andrew's Day being the more popular of the two.
Uh-huh.
St. Andrew's Day happens in the Michaelmas half, which is like September to like December.
Okay.
And the Ascension Day happening in the summer half. And I need you to know, it doesn't say half. It was a word I just didn't want to keep having to pronounce.
Okay.
It was another weird one that they made up, and I think it's just for Eton. Both fixtures pit a team of college, the King's Scholars, against a team of the Oppidian, the still super elite team, but like less so because in the school itself, because the King's Scholars get like a better place to live, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems vile.
We put the poors over here, and we
Yes.
gave them enough money to live. Yeah, I gotcha.
Exactly. And now, we put them
I'm
against...
right here. I'm with you on this page.
Exactly. We need them to compete. Basically, it evolved into these two teams facing off against each other every year. And it basically, it stayed that way. And the traditions are the same. So the Oppidians start the round, and those are the people who are
You keep saying
in town.
Oppidians, and my brain just automatically converts it to Episcopalians for some reason.
We get them. I don't even... What is that one?
It's just a sect of Christianity.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the many people who believe Christian stuff. but
Gotcha.
Like a
But
little
differently.
different.
Little spice on it.
Yeah.
Little salt, little pepper.
little twist.
Yeah. Some weird, probably. So they started by like throwing their hat over the wall, and then they climb over the wall, and the game starts.
And oh, right. And then they catch the hat with their foot. Someone else grabs it with their hand.
the
and then the
ref
ref-
says, "Nice hat, bro."
Yep.
Puts on the hat,
And then the game starts.
and the game starts.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. And actually, in the King's Scholars, and I shit you not, walk like from their dorm building, arm in a line through campus to start the game.
What the fuck?
Sam, I don't know. I don't know. It's great though. So
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. Just hup, 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 hup,
exactly
hup,
what it
hup,
is. And then like the fucking ultra violence starts. It's wild to me. And that's like basically all of the history of it. I mean, it's 300 years. There's a lot of draws, but some winning, some losing. It was banned for a couple of years because in like the 1800s because a lot of fights happened.
Yeah. Hey,
And-
go figure.
yeah, shocking.
I'm so surprised.
Wow. And that's like, and that's basically the loop, like the rabbit hole I fell into. I watched a lot of videos of this, and it's all just like stuffy aristocrats watching these boys fight against a wall. And it's awesome, Sam. Looking on the outside, I love this. I love it because they look silly.
I'll
But
drink
they
to
don't.
that.
But they don't think they look silly.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't know. This was a weird energy to bring to the first episode, but
Aggressively anti-capitalist, which I'm with.
like any aristocrat,
Any aristocrat, I'm also with.
yeah, it's
Because there should not be a separate classes of people.
no, and they actually managed to somehow make separate classes of people
A sport.
inside a class of people inside a sport.
Yep.
Because at this day and age, like the King's Scholars are not like poor.
Yeah.
You're not poor in at Eton.
Yeah,
Although,
you're
there might be
middle
there might be one or two, you know.
Oh, you're a scholarship child.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly like that. And like I don't know, there's like this I don't know, I love it. I think it's stupid.
That's fucking stupid.
I just can't believe they just like what did you do in school? Like,
I graded my pals.
Yeah, we went out to the bully pitch and
Yes.
just smashed some calc.
Yeah.
I,
look at that. Oh, he got the shot. Oh, yes.
Excellent. I have a couple proposals to make this game better.
Yeah. Spiked ball.
Spiked ball, good.
Pato ball.
So full duck.
Full duck.
Just one duck.
One duck.
The
30
world's
kids.
least lucky duck. Okay, so one team, British schoolboys. Next team, Chicago Bears.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
I'd watch the fuck
Imagine if they all got scholarships and so they just walk out all fucking 7,000 pounds of Chicago Bear. We'd score
Counterpoint. We just
Okay.
go. We just lean into it directly, and we just go. Eton kids,
some. Okay.
the poorest kids.
Ooh, with the most to prove. I like this. And hear me
Maybe
out.
we give the poor kids weapons.
Okay, let me lean into this even more.
Mhm.
To keep it historically accurate, the weeks leading up to the St. Andrew's Day game,
Mhm.
they do have to live, eat, and pretend like they are in the Victorian times.
I'm in.
So they're like glass bones by the time they get there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the result of drinking mercury.
Yeah, and snorting mummies.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
I'm well fucking aware they snorted mummies. British people snorted mummies.
I'd hit a mummy. You know, if someone offered me a bump of mummy. Why not?
Hey, you want a quick sniff to
A
mummy?
little key bump of mummy, key bump of tut. Don't do
Key
drugs
bump?
or mummies.
Key bump of tut. That's the name of my new album.
That's pretty good. Key bump of tut, and it's just you just like railing on like a mummy's finger.
Yeah, it's ASMR,
Oh.
but it's just.
Stop it. Is that coughing real or fake? Because it looked very convincing.
It was a little of both,
Okay,
honestly.
Yeah, so that's my world. That's my dive into the Eton Wall game.
That's you dive into the wall.
Dive into the wall.
Cheese grating.
This is the dark side.
We cheese grated our shins and elbows right off on this wall of. What is this sport called?
The Eton Wall game.
The Eton Wall Game.
They call it the
Okay.
wall game, and then there's the field game, or the
Okay.
two homebrew games they have. I'm wondering now if Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall is a reference to this. Probably not, but maybe.
Could be.
I was going to make a joke about like another album name called like Something in the Wall, and I realized that it's just Pink Floyd.
Mm.
They did that already.
Mm.
Yeah.
You can't eat me. How can you have any pudding if you
You! Yes, you! Behind! Stand still, laddie!
I like that they've contracted the Scots to feed the
Yeah, it's
kids at Eton.
yeah, it's the guy from The Simpsons, the Scottish land
Oh, yeah.
groundskeeper. Yeah, it's him. That is my deep dive
into the wall.
into the Eton Wall.
Straight into it.
I'm just there. You want to go graffiti it?
I absolutely would love to graffiti that wall.
God, that'd be so tasty.
Let's bring down that wall. That's the next
Tear-
Berlin Wall.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Tear down these rich kids.
Mr. Gorbachev, let's go mess up these rich kids. Then it's JFK and Gorbachev just fucking tussling some 12-year-olds.
I'd watch JFK wrestle some kids.
Yeah, me too.
Specifically rich kids.
Yeah. Anyway, Hey, folks, this was the first episode of Season 2 of
Tertiary Sports.
your Outsider Sports podcast.
For Sports Outsiders.
My name is Reed.
My name is the artist formerly known as Pink Floyd. Definitely never known as that.
Nope.
Now
Never.
known as Sam Workman.
And until next week,
Until our next album.
until our next album drops,
You know what? I hope you live as one of those rich kids for just this week.
exactly. Go to class and eat what I have to imagine is British food.
Yep.
And
Just no seasoning.
a lot of fried shit and boiled.
Mm-hmm.
But until next week, we'll see you guys in the showers.
Thanks for listening to Tertiary Sports. If you had a good time with us, share us with a friend, give us a 5-star review on one of your favorite podcasting platforms. You can also find our socials at Clambake Incident at whatever platform, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, etc. This show was co-created by Reed Bridge-Koenigsberg and myself, Sam Workman. We'll see you next Tuesday, and be well and stay kind.